I just got in the new Nuphy Air 75 V3. I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed, but today we're gonna be kind of comparing it to the old version, the 75 V2. These are super impressive keyboards. I have used the Air 75 for like the entire time since it's come out, but now that the new V3 is here, I wanna ask the question, is it actually worth the upgrade? Is it a quality keyboard? Here's a hint. It's really, really good. Now for me, I've been a fan of wireless keyboards. I have had all sorts of different keyboards. In fact, I have had, big, high profile keyboards that are like this one. I mean, absolutely cool. It's the Ducky 1 SF. It's something I used a lot back in the day. And it has this really cool one ring to rule them all escape key that I got. That's separate, not to this. But what's amazing about this Nuphy Air 75 V3 and the V2 and the V1, in fact, is that it's low profile. If you ever used a mechanical keyboard, when you're using them, if you use a high profile keyboard, as you're typing, your wrist starts to get tired, your forearms start to get tired. But when you use something like a low profile keyboard, you can type super, super fast with less mistakes, and it still has all kind of the good things you like about mechanical keyboards. And so as you can see, this one is incredibly low profile. And what's cool about that is even though it's low profile, it doesn't take away from the experience of it being a mechanical keyboard. And so for me, I have loved, I like the Apple Magic Keyboard. I know a lot of people don't just because the key travel's so small. This is like taking something like the Apple Magic Keyboard and making it like the absolute best it could possibly be with mechanical switches. So I can type for hours very, very fast. That's why this is such a great keyboard. All right, so next let's compare kind of the way that it's built, the structure and the construction of the keyboard. As you can see on the brand new 75 V3, it is made completely out of aluminum in the body, which is pretty sweet. Like it's got this aluminum on the outside. It makes it look really good. I mean, this is an Apple channel. It looks like an Apple product. It does have the plastic on the back, not a big deal, but it does have, some feet. It's got a higher view of the feet, like you can put it higher or lower with these two layers of the feet. That's pretty sweet. But overall, the construction on this thing, like it doesn't flex. It is strong as it gets. And one of the things I appreciate about the V3 over the V2 is the V2 had this large forehead up top, whereas on the V3, as you can see, they took that away. It just kind of makes it look like a better keyboard. Now this V2, it was all plastic. Granted, it's still a really strong plastic, so it didn't feel like it was gonna fall apart or break or anything like that, but I really enjoy the metal construction of the new V3. Now, if you have a keyboard, you need a good mouse. That brings me to today's sponsor, Protoarch. This is the EM11NL vertical mouse. And if you've never used a vertical mouse, it is so helpful to take down your pain levels, give you more comfort, because when you use a normal mouse, you have to flip your arm all the way over, whereas a vertical mouse has you in a neutral position. Now, some of the other great features about this mouse is the fact that it does have the ability to connect to multiple different sources. And so say you have your laptop, your PC set up, and maybe an iPad set up, you can use one mouse for all three. And the other thing is it's really quiet. See, you're not gonna make a bunch of noise. I really, really like this mouse. I think you will too. It's in a beautiful white colorway. They also have a black colorway, I believe. Now these are gonna go fast. They're selling for Amazon Prime Day, so go ahead, check the link in the description below. Thank you again, Protoarch, for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump back into it. Now on the new V3, it only comes in white and black, so we lost that gray option. That's fine. I think the white looks the absolute best by far. Now, one really great thing about this keyboard is it has a spot for the USB dongle on the back. All you do is you just take it out here. Really, incredible, because when you travel with your keyboard, you want to be able to just put something in, leave it there, and not expect it to fall apart. Like if you ever lost one of these dongles, it's so frustrating. So I love that they added that to this keyboard so that you can travel, and anywhere you go, you're not gonna have to search your whole bag to find it. It's gonna be right there. So next, let's talk about these other switches on the back. You got your off, your wired, and your wireless mode. So if you're somebody who still does really like doing wired, you can. And it's got Mac and PC, which is kind of cool, because for me, as somebody who uses primarily Macs, it is helpful to have it where I can have the button layout that I'm used to. I also use PCs a lot, so it's nice to be able to switch back and forth. Now, one thing I do wish about this keyboard is that it did have Bluetooth. I don't know why keyboards are coming out without Bluetooth right now. Like, I would have loved to have the dongle connected to my PC, so when I'm gaming, I can do that. But I have a Mac set up just next to it. I would have loved to have been able to switch over with Bluetooth to that device. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of latency, if it's, you're not gaming. So that would have been really nice. Why not? Now these keyboards do have great lighting. You can check out other channels for that. I don't care about lighting on keyboards at all. Like I don't like unicorn throw up or anything like that. So This keyboard to me is about a clean look, and for me, it's the cleanest looking when there is no lighting on. Now these switches are hot swappable, which is really helpful. Like it's kind of becoming industry standard that you can switch out the switches to anything. So for me, I have like the linear reds right now. I do like a little tactile bump sometime when I'm writing. I like thinking I'm on a typewriter because I'm some kind of weirdo. But it is nice to be able to switch that out whenever you want. The keycaps are all double shot PBT, and so they're really nice. They're not gonna fade over time. And like I said, you can switch between the Mac and PC version, and so you know have options. That's a good thing. Now the biggest thing on this keyboard is that you can change out the red escape key for a knob. I'm gonna get some B-roll of it. I didn't bring it with me to the office today. I'm filming this on my lunch break. And so, yeah, that knob is really cool. You can use it for volume up, volume down. You can actually use it too to map into things like Lightroom or Photoshop and like adjust brush sizes and all that. It's a very, very cool feature for something like a mechanical keyboard. They've got different heights of it. And it kind of reminds me of the Kick 75, which I really liked the sound. I liked the fact that it had that volume knob, but I didn't like the look of it necessarily. I like a more professional look. So it's kind of got everything you could need. Now that is only with the 75V3 that you get that knob. On the 75V2, you do not. It's just the regular delete key. Next, I want to bring you guys in and let you hear the sounds of these keyboard because it is absolutely phenomenal. Here's the 75V2. I've got my mic here. Not bad, right? You can get by with that, but man, hear the difference right here. This is incredible. It's just thockier. You can tell it has sound dampening materials inside the keyboard. Just sounds awesome. And I know to a lot of people sound might not be that big of a deal, but for me, I type all the time. I probably type anywhere between 10,000 to 15,000 words a week when I'm writing my sermon or working on various book projects, all these kind of things. And so for me, just kind of having the feel and the sound all in one package, it's a very, very good thing. Now let's talk battery life. Now this is with the lighting off. With a keyboard this beautiful, I think you should have the lighting off. With the version 2, it lasted about 220 hours, which is pretty great. I don't ever have a time like when I'm thinking of my time with this keyboard where I felt like I really had to, you know, get home to make sure I plugged it in because that just didn't happen. It was so far in between. Not a big deal at all. However, with the new Air 75V3, it is 1,200 hours. 1,200 hours of use before you need to charge this thing. You're gonna charge it like once a year. That's crazy. And last but not least, let's talk about the price of these guys. This is $139, so just under $140. That is a lot of money. I get it. For people who are not keyboard enthusiasts and you're not typing a ton, 140 bucks, that's gonna be a lot of money. However, it is built to last. And so you buy one really nice keyboard. USB-C is the standard now. It's gonna be for a long time. You don't have to worry about some new thing coming out that's gonna make this USB-C old for a while, right? And so you buy this one keyboard for $139 and it lasts you a really long time. For me, something about my work environment and my space, it inspires me to work more. And so for me, if I have a tool that's gonna inspire me to want to actually use my product, wants me to get creative and write and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna pay the money for it. Now, full disclaimer, Nuphy did actually send me this keyboard. They're not gonna get a say in this video at all, but they did send it to me. And I'm gonna say what I want because I don't need any more keyboards, so you know that's totally fine with me. But I do really like this keyboard a lot. I think it sounds great, feels great. Lighting on it is cool if you're into that thing. And the fact that it has that knob, that's pretty big. But the biggest one for me is, man, that 1,200-hour battery is crazy, man. I'm never gonna take this to a coffee shop and feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta get home and get this plugged into a wall because I just don't need to anymore. In fact, every once in a while, if I'm out and I have my portable charger with me, I can just plug that in for a little bit and be good for like another 6 months. So what's the final verdict on the Air 75V3? This thing absolutely rules. I highly recommend it. I think you should buy it. Even though it's 140 bucks, 139 bucks, I think it's totally worth it long term. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the Air 75V3? Is it worth upgrading from the V2? I actually personally think it is because then you can sell your V2. The cool thing about mechanical keyboards is they do hold their value over time. That's really helpful. So like the video if you found it helpful, sub to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.